Check, check. Everything seems to look good. Mike's actually working this time. As opposed to when it wasn't. That was embarrassing. What do we have? I'll wait for... They're about to start in a couple minutes. I just want to be able to roll in and see who's in chat. Actually, I'm going to pull up my phone just to make sure we're all good. Double checking we're good. Just gonna wait for Lefia and Cow to get rolling on in. Looks like they're good to go. When I was looking at it, I may have missed the thing. They're about to host any minute now. I see Cal. Oh, I see Alexia there. I'll try not to be so fidgety. I promise I'll be still once we're actually watching the match. And I'll make sure my music's queued up because it's gonna be... Gotta have that for the finals. Okay, I'll pick this track. I'll load up once they actually start playing. See, Alefia's hosting there. Maybe we'll play with Clemens instead of watching. Nah, just kidding. Where you at, Cal? What you doing, Cal? Yeah, so just a rundown. It's been a Reaper multi-day double elimination, 18 people, and we have our good friend Mr. Alefia from the winner's bracket, and Cal coming in from the lower bracket, and it's a Stein Monarch mirror. Let's pop in. They'll see me spectate. They can start now that I'm watching. And wish each other good luck. Looks like Cal wins the RPs, which is going to be very favorable, I think. And let's let the match commence. Cal going to start off here, winning the scissors over the paper. Set. T-pose. Pass back to Alefia. It is a Stein Monarch mirror, so I'm wondering what Cal's got set. Could be a tomato, it could be a Reaper, it could be a Sandgin. Generally pretty safe to set stuff for the most part, because there's no minute crossouts, only limited to one in this format. But then again, having even one monster will just set up the for the Sidra. We got Reinforcement Army from Alefia. It's interesting because he is on the Stein Monarch deck, but he's managed to tech in the Rhoda to call out things like the Warrior Lady and the Exiled. Warrior Lady's going to look to hit that monster, whatever it is. Going to swing in. Cal's going to think about this. They might have a Raigeki break set to pop the Warrior Lady. Cal's gonna think about this response. Is the enemy controller actually? That's why a little bit more thinking involved in this. Gonna switch out Lily to defense position. Definitely doesn't want Alefia to banish whatever's the card set there. Alefia gonna have one back row. Could be a break. Nothing in the standby phase. No dust shoot. Cal's gonna think about this approach onto the defense position. DD Warrior Lady as top of the back row. Stein Monarch doesn't really typically play a lot of back row cards aside from the Raigeki break, which is what you typically expect, and other things like the econ. They're not really a bunch of trap cards in general. Mostly because they want that Treeborn Frog to be live as much as possible. Cal is a very methodical player, which has allowed him to do very well in these tournaments. Cal, having recently won the Chaos Return tournament, we've got the Zaborg coming out. Looks like Cal was protecting the Reaper earlier. Zaborg's going to pop that Whirly. He's going to try and ding punch in for 2,400. There's the will play. Is Cal going to try to go for the OTK here in this turn? Is he going to look for the... Cal might take the safe option, looking for like a Sangan or a... maybe another Reaper if they have it. It's a very... yeah, the Sangan. He's going to go for the safer option. In the event Alefia does have like a Raigeki break to counter the Stein play. That's weird. Zaborg didn't swing in for a... Oh, no, he did. Sorry, I blinked. Alefia getting a push below that Stein range. The side is going to be dropped in. Now Alefia's going to think about this next play here. Cal's got a pretty good lineup here. The Sangan is going to be able to recur a... well, not recur, but really call it a card from the deck. Curious about the player's back rows. Oh, there was the Brain Con coming. It was a bluff. Gonna pay 800. Gonna grab that Sangan of things, not the Zaborg. Very, very interesting to grab the Sangan in this situation. I'm assuming there is a master plan to all this. Ooh, the swap. Gonna take the Zaborg. Gonna permanently get this Zaborg and leave Kalos to work with. You can go for most cases, you can go for a push if you're in a lefty situation because there's no mirror force in this front. Oh, but the T-Roar is gonna get flipped. It's gonna stop. It's gonna stop any battle phase there. Lefty's gonna set a monster, leaving 3 monsters. Lefty may up beat the life point deficit, but having those 3 monsters, Cal is gonna have to consider their options. They do have their having the Sangan is nice for a tribute summon because then you'll be able to call it like another Reaper or like a Frog. Taking your time. Even in these fast-paced aggressive formats, like you really want to think out your aggressive plays because if you don't quite do it in one turn, your opponent can completely spin on you and blast you with a combo, especially with Monarch being a very having a lot of different explosive lines they can set up. Really showing this turn why it's still like one of, if not the best deck in this format. It's insane its power level with the multiples of Last Will and Treeborn Frog. Cal's gonna roll into the main phase. Gonna really think about this. They might have the full 8k, but Alefia has built a pretty sizable board. It's probably considering whether they want to like just be conservative and keep things on the defense, or if they want to hit Alefia before he has time to roll back with another play. Here comes the last will. Sangan for the Zaborg. Gonna pop the set monster. It's a frog. Is Cal gonna look for the Cyber Stein this time? There it is. Up second last will. Gonna go for the Stein play. Gonna hit that, bring that 5k. I wonder what Cal's gonna bring. They could, yeah, I don't know. Oh! Luffy is just gonna scoop there. They must have had, yeah, they're not gonna survive that. I wasn't really... I kind of lost track of the life points in that situation. I think, yeah, Cyber Twin hits them both, and yeah. Wasn't too much to think about, I guess, so, but that's just me. I overthink things. I would have overthought it in that situation. Let's put it that. That much is true. Yeah, players are definitely gonna swap things around now that they know it's. I feel like most people in this format should prepare for the Stein Monarch matchup, if anything. But you do have to consider warriors, and if you know certain players are on burn, you might have to consider that too. I am curious to see how what the top three lists look like in this particular event, because it's been a long time since there's been actually a lot of Reaper action. It's a format that's really like kind of just disappeared from like regular play and hosting. It did show up in the retro format War League as a feature format for people to do, and I did see a few matches there. It's pretty cool to see it come around. Looks like Alefia. Cal's gonna take this first duel. Alefia's gonna start us off in this next one. Alefia is able to take a match loss, at least one, given that it is double elimination and he hasn't lost a match yet. So if Cal wins, we have a second match. But if Alefia wins, it's over and he takes the win. Alefia's just gonna set one pass. Cal's gonna come in with a T pose. Here comes a dust shoot from Cal. Dust shoot being a very, in my opinion, a very core, like essential card for going against the Stein Monarch, because they're gonna mostly conserve a lot of the resources in the hand, and you want to get those cards back in the deck and out of line. But Alefia is not going to do much following that. Cal's going to set another back row. Pass back to Alefia. Could be another dust shoot. But Cal might hold it if he knows Alefia's hand. It can be a little bit more cheeky with it. Alefia's going to set a monster. Pass back. Going back to Cal here. Gonna stay on this draw phase here. Alefia doesn't appear to have... Alefia might either... Could be legging out. No, we're in... Oh, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're legging out or not. It is Dueling Book. It likes to do shit like that. Cal's checking draw standby. Yeah, I don't know if we're lagging or not. We see Alefia's hand is, based on the last dust shoot, Zaborg, Tooth of Stalos, Prima Burial, and Brain Control. Prima is not doing much right now. Are we lagging? Are we disconnecting? Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Dueling Book. Ugh. I think they both. I think everybody legged out. They must have legged out. Ugh. As much as I like Dueling Book for doing a manual simulator, like you get these horrific periods of lag, unfortunately. But otherwise, I do prefer it over the automatic stuff. Pull my mic a little bit closer. Cow gonna put another back row in, leading 2. Pass back over to Lefty. Lefty having a couple more cards on Cow's side to work with. What I see so far, Lefty has got a couple of Thestaloses. I don't know the plural for Thestalos. Raven's gonna come on. He's gonna drop as a Borg. There was a Borg, and gonna pop that frog. Cow gonna have a hard time bringing it back. He's got the T-Roar. Also very nice to have that chainable in this format for not just the Monarch, but any other OTK decks. Think of maybe any decks using Return or Defu decks. Having those chainables, especially against the opponent's Mobius. Anyway, he's gonna bounce back to Cow. Can't bring that back Frog unless their back row can be used right now. That is pretty common to have like the Raigeki break. Drops on, you're still in standby phase, you bring back the Frog. I'll see what Cow does here. Contemplating this draw phase, where they want to probably contemplating whether to use this set card they have or not. Tells me could be a Raigeki break. Yep. Are they gonna go for the Zaborg though, or are they gonna go for the set card? They're dropping the Sidra, which is really interesting. They must want the other cards. Left is gonna chain their T-Roar. Still gonna bring in that Frog. Even if a Cow can't attack, they still might want to get a Monarch just to reduce Alefia's field presence. They might. Oh, never mind. Now we're in the main phase. Cow under the T-Roar. They can't do anything battle-wise. They might hold off on any kind of aggressive play. Cow is taking a little bit. Cow is quite taking. Yeah, sometimes there is even though there's no really set time for this, there's a bit of a pacing issue. Yes, you do want to take your time, but you also don't want to take like 10 minutes on a single turn. It's just not good etiquette, and it's not the best etiquette in the world. Even though like this is a finals match. There is a reason there are time limits on things. Otherwise, players just have the luxury of taking these like 10-minute turns. The cells is gonna work out really well. Gonna hit Cows Zaborg, so they're gonna take a 500 plus this 48 from the back-to-back swings. Frog gonna bounce back. Gonna go with the Econ play, gonna grab a Monarch, and he's gonna get that Frog right back. Still in the standby phase, and it's the pre-errata. It's the pre-errata Treeborn, so you can use this standby phase effect as many times as you want, as long as you don't need back row and you don't have another face-up Treeborn. They're gonna go for the last will play. They did last will in this format. You don't have to play it before sending the monster because Cav did it in the standby phase. They can automatically benefit from the effect. That the Stelos is going to crash the Zaborg, and then Sangan's going to punch in for 1,000. Kind of risky to leave the Sangan out there, though, considering Cow's life point totals, because if Lefia does have a Sidra into a Zaborg play, they can pop the Frog, and then there's a pre-mat. Alright, we have that pre-mat from the hand. Yeah, either way, it looks like Cow's going to... Ooh. And we have the Lefia has teched in the Chaos Sork into his Monarch build. This might be I think this just kills Cow right here. 1400, yeah, does some. That's gonna finish off Cow there. Lefia's gonna pull back in for that game 2. Cow gonna be starting off back into that game 3. See if Cow can secure the match and pull it into a match 2, or if Alefia is just gonna secure it all for one and one for all. It is an interesting discussion about the pace of play, like in these events, even if it's not for a live event. Something it's a worthwhile discussion, because you have to kind of fine line between taking your time and being methodical and thinking about all your possible plays, as well as just like making sure you're maintaining a good pace and not taking any longer than necessary. All right, here we go. Game 3. Don't want to jinx anything, but it doesn't look like it's been too much of a back-to-back like sackage. Cow gonna set one, pass back to Lefia. Could be no dust shoot, or at least not yet. Cow could be sometimes you can bait a certain play before firing off that dust shoot and cause your opponent to lose a little more cards, some more extra cards than normal. The tomato's gonna come in for a normal summon. Gonna punch in for that 1400. Cow's just gonna take the hit. Lefia not leaving that tomato out in the open. Breaker's gonna be dropped down interesting. Gonna hit that tomato in the face. Lefia's gonna get chipped for 500. He could be digging. He could just put a Stein on the board right away. So we'll see. We'll see how Cow responds to that. No, we'll see he's got a Sangan this time. Tells me that Lefia could be setting up a Monarch play, but we'll see if Cow has a dust shoot to respond to a tribute summon. Lefia could just have it for another play altogether. He's up against a Breaker and 2 back rows. Sangan's gonna be tributed. He can bring up the Zaborg. It's gonna pop the Breaker, and then Sangan's gonna call one out from the deck. Now I wonder if Lefia has a Last Will to trigger here. But he could just be very gradual. The T-Roar is gonna be flipped. Cow won't be. Cow want to keep their life points above that 5k to keep the Stein live. Cow pulling in. Draw standby. Main phase. going for the last will play here. I wonder if Cal is a OTK line or if they're just looking to roll the exiled. Ooh. We'll see if Cal can Cal finish a Leffy off in this play. There's the Stein. It's looking pretty good so far. They have to be able to do 7,500 damage in one turn. With Scythe Twin, it's 56. With Stein at 63, do they have an extra card? Do they have a Premature Burial or a... There's a Premature Burial. I think that's going to finish off Alethea here. Or if Alethea has Karibo for whatever reason. If Alethea has a Karibo, he might be able to survive this OTK, but... nope, that Stein OTK is going to come in and take the match for Cal, and they're going to go into a second set here. Crazy, crazy, crazy. That's one of the things that defers people away from this format is just you can assemble these OTK lines out of the blue with the Last Will and Cyberstein. Even if you side in like all the counters, and you can have all the Karibos and T-Roars all you want, but it's still... People are still going to go for those kind of plays. Cal going to win the RPs again, go to T-pose. Swing back to Alethea. That road is going to come in. Alethea is going to probably do a similar play to the first duel. Grab either the Exile or the DD Warrior Lady. Probably wants to go for that Warrior Lady to try and banish it if it's a frog or whatever. T-Roar is going to come. It's going to stop that Warrior Lady from going in. The Confit is going to be dropped. Going to snipe a card from Cal's hand. Mobius, Dastalos, Enemy Controller, and Kaiku. Cal on the main deck Kaiku, a very good card into multiple matchups, being able to hit the Treeborns, or if any decks is using a Chaos or Bazoo engine, it's going to stop them from juicing up those cards. It's going to hit the Dastalos. I think I set one. He brings back to Cal. So either way, it looks like Alethea is going to be under the fire of a Monarch play. There's the Econ, tributing Sangan to grab a DD Warrior Lady. Nice benefit from the Sangan. Tributes DD Warrior Lady, use a Mobius, hit the set. The Raigeki break's going to be chained to response, going to dribble the Chaos Sorcerer to get rid of the Mobius. Not going to take that damage in. I forgot what Cal added off of Sangan. I think it was a frog. Alethea can just draw a pass. Probably doesn't have too much to work with currently. The Kaiku's going to come in, hit Alethea, hit those two monsters. Use the Chaos Stork and DD Warrior Lady. Snatch is going to be coming in from Alethea. Going to spin that Kaiku onto Cal, and likely take out that Sangan, one of these Monarchs. There goes the Sangan, and the Souls. Alethea might tribute off this Kaiku for something. That 1k LP from Snatch Steel might help Cal in a future play. Alethea's just gonna set a card, pass out to Cal. Cal's gonna get that 1k from the Snatch. Set. Pass back to Alethea, who still has this Kaiku under control. Zaborg. Hit that tomato. Cal's not going to benefit. Direct attack. Cow's gonna be pushed to that 4,800. It's gonna make the Stein dead. Cow's gonna come with that exile. Gonna get rid of that Zaborg. Pass back to Alefia. Alefia have 4 cards to Cow's 3. Does he have a normal summon to try and chip at Cow's life points, or he may just be stacked with the Monarchs? It's a problem that can run with the Stein Monarch deck. You can't just be in situations where you have, oh, here comes the normal summon Cyber Stein. It's going to hit directly, making sure Alefia doesn't get his Cyber Stein off. Alefia let that go through. Both players losing out in their Steins. But Cow's left us on the open. I could leave Alefia to a Cyber Dragon play. I was wondering about that. Gonna swing in directly, deal 1,300 damage to Cow. Cow pushes at 34. Well, Alefia has set up another card. Gonna tribute. Have the Stalos come in. Gonna snipe a card out of Cow's hand. Hit that last will. Cow's losing options pretty quickly. See if Cow can swing it around. See Cow's lost some of their normal summons out here. That set monster's gonna pass back to Alefia. Tribute to Stalos. Good enough for the Zaborg. Pop the set monster. Hits the frog. Zaborg's gonna punch in for that 2,400. Unless Cal has an answer. Cal gonna push that 1,000 life points. Cal definitely in a little bit of trouble here. Stand by. Does Cow have... Oh, here's comes the Dark Hole. It's going to get rid of Alefia's Monarch. Pass back. Now, Alefia, all he really needs to do is throw a Sangan field, but he doesn't have much to go, just a 2 back row. Both players have empty boards. Alefia can take a little bit more hits. Pass back with the set monster. Alefia just needs to deal 1,000 more damage to him. Alefia drawing a bit dead here. As I was mentioning before, this is one issue you have with the Monarch deck is if you don't have, you can just end up with a really break. You can't just break out in your hands, unfortunately, or you get in a situation where you have like Treeborns and no Monarchs, and Monarchs with no Treeborns or other like tribute summons. So we have a little bit of set pass game going on. Both players just slowly accumulating their resources back up. You're good. Side just gonna be dropped. Does Cow have one? This Cow's back, or be able to respond to it? That's something's gonna be clean. Does Alefia want to go for a tribute summon in? Does he have a Zaborg to? Oh, the Raigeki break's gonna be discarding at the Stalos. Hit the DD Warrior Lady. If this cat goes through, then the Cow's gonna lose out here. Oh, the Raigeki break's gonna change. The Raigeki break's gonna change the response. Gonna pop the Cyber Dragon. Discarding the Brain Control. Oops. Cow barely surviving. They will have access to their Treeborn Frog now. On that main phase. Breaker's gonna drop down, gonna hit the Alefia's set card. The T-Roar's gonna come in. Breaker hits the T-Roar. No bueno, no dice. Alefia's now the one who needs to get his board back and going again. I'm gonna set 1 card. Pass back to Cal. Phase Breaker gonna swing for 16. Lefty gonna take the hit, go down to 2,900. 4 cards. This is Cow of Dust Shoot. That's a negative. The Dark Hole is gonna come in. That's gonna blast those 2 monsters to oblivion. Cow coming in. Can that back row be chained to bring back the frog? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, never mind. Spoke too soon. Get rid of that dead compy. Lefty's got another T-Roar. Bring the frog back. Pass back to Alethea. This does give Alethea a Sidra play, though. Alethea only having 1 more Sidra in the deck. They could be on 2, could be on 3, though, so I don't know the ratios. Some Monarch decks opt for 2, some opt for 3. I don't think they run 3 all the time, mostly because they have the Treeborn Frog play. Lefty gonna T-pose. Give it back to Cows. Could give Cow a Monarch play. There we go. The Zaboric's gonna hit this set monster. Sandgam. Lefty's gonna pull him from the deck and be able to survive. Grab his own Treeborn. So Lefty could have a Raigeki break here. No, he's gonna hit. No, it's gonna fall to 500. The frog. Oh, the creature swap, and that's gonna be the end of the game for the Cow. Lefty winning this game 1. Alethea gonna take this first duel in the second match. Cow's gonna have to try and pull through these next 2 games, and Alethea only needs 1 more game win to secure the tournament and become the next Reaper champion. If Alethea wins, he will have a champion title for for Reapers, Stein, and for Reaper, Chaos Return, and Cyber. I'm getting my format names mixed up. Coming through for Duel 2. Cow's gonna start us off here. Set. T-pose. Maybe 1 more. 2 back row. Gonna pass back to Alethea. Standby, the Dust Shoot's gonna be fired off. Lefty's gonna lose a card in hand. Dust Shoot being one of the most annoying cards within this series of GX formats. Not even getting a limitation until September 2007, which means it lingers at multiple copies through many formats, and it's just so annoying. Lefty's gonna set 2 back row of his own, but it's gonna pull a monster down. 3 back row, pass back to Cow. Lefty could be firing off a Dust Shoot here. But Cow is gonna hold Prio in this situation. Being the turn player, 4 cards in hand, Cow can hold Prio in the draw phase to use a card that will reduce his hand size. It's very good to use for avoiding Dust Shoot. We were just talking about Dust Shoot being all over these GX formats, but a good incentive is to hold Prio if you have 4 cards. If in case you have like an MST you can play from hand, or you have a Raigeki break to discard for cost. But Alethea is going to successfully get the Dust Shoot off. The Salos, exile the Whirly Stein. It's going to throw that Stein back into the deck. Alethea not going to let himself get OTK'd or pushed down to critical. Tribute to Sangan and go. The Stalos is gonna snipe a card out of Alefia's hand here. It's gonna hit the last will. Sangan is going to give Cow a monster with 1500 less attack. It could be a frog, could be a reaper, it could be. Oh, there's a frog there. Yep. Grab the frog, then you have a discard for your RB if you have it. Tell me Cow might have a Raigeki break if they were thinking if they're holding prior for the dust shoot. See how Alephia approaches his board state. Staring down at the Stalos. I do suspect that Cow does have a Raigeki break. No dust shoot from Alephia this time. Oh, see what Cow does. Could be ramming. Oh, there it is. Gonna hit a back row instead of the monster. Econ, tribute to Sangan, take this to Stalos. Oh, there we go. And I mean, Alefia's own Sangan's gonna trigger. Gonna grab a. Is Alephia gonna grab a frog from the deck? Decisions. Contemplating decisions. Being at 5,600 is not a safe range if you're against this. Oh, there we go. We got the last will play. Exiled gonna pop to Stalos. Is Cow gonna grab a Stein out of the deck? Cow is gonna try to kill Alephia here. Oh, and yet no answer to that. Yep, Cow had the kill combo, and we are indeed going to go into a final match here. Sometimes in these Stein formats, I've seen it before, and I've even broadcasted one before. Games just end with a back-to-back Stein OTK. It's really anticlimactic, and it feels so bad if you're... Well, it must feel so bad if you're the player to work your way to the finals. Your opponent just gets a back-to-back Stein kills. It's just the worst feeling. I saw it with a B-Sox Hoy match in the YSC Chaos Return Finals, where B-Sox pretty much OTK'd way back-to-back. Oh, it was painful. But it looks like these two guys are taking wins from each other back and forth, but let's see who can close it out once and for all. We have an absolute final match. Alephia having the advantage of going first. Can Alephia grab another GX tournament win, or is Cow going to pull the upset and take the throne from the king? Alephia, fire off the dust shoot. We're going to get a chance to see, look at what Cow has in hand. We have TDS, MST, Econ, Breakers, Sandian, Missile Space Typhoon, Enemy Controller, CD. Is it leaving now? Gonna shuffle that Sangan back to... Cow's not gonna get the chance to do it. Use it. Oh, Trap Dust Shoot. MST. Cyber Dragon, okay. The Sidra Breaker, gonna slam the Sidra, bring out the Breaker, gonna go for Alefia's back row. Alephia gonna think about using his response. Considering either to just let it die, or if he wants to chain whatever he's got. Just gonna think for a second. What will be the outcome? Yeah, it's gonna be a Raigeki break. Gonna discard that Metamorphosis to get down the side. Or Lafayette probably not going to take the extra hit to his life points. DD War Lady. Luffy's gonna think about if he's gonna banish both these mons. Probably the wise decision on Lefty's end, considering it will give him a possible Monarch play in the next turn, and I don't think he has too much reason to banish the Breaker. Cow gonna set 2 back row, being the enemy controller and the trap does shoot. So Lefty doesn't want his hand to bulk up too much, because that will make the dust shoot live. Tribute Warrior Lady, bring the Stalos in. Gonna scope the card out of the hand. He did not set the trap dust shoot. Looks like he set the MST. So the set card, so we have MST and Econ to deal with. Lefty is probably gonna have this Monarch get shift to defense position by the Econ. Which is gonna get swung out with a Breaker next turn. Unless Lefty has 2 cards in hand, can do something. Main phase 2. I love enemy controller. It's one of my favorite cards. Having the utility and being a quick play spell. Lefty's gonna use his last will. Gonna grab something out of the deck. He could, yeah. The Exile gonna keep his Monarch alive from the Breaker. Puts Cow down to 2 cards to work with, and one of them is the MST, which is not doing much. I don't think MST is I don't think MST is a super good thing to keep in a Monarch match, given that most of the monsters are. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, bro! Oh my god, that was the top deck. That was the top deck. Lefty's gonna survive, but I can't believe that was the top deck. Oh my god. Oh my god. This gets rid of Lefty's Stein. Oh my god, that was the top deck. Cider just come down, but holy cannoli. Can't do much other than pop Cow's own. And that better be something to. Oh my god, that's not even something to deal with the Cyber Twin. If Cow summons another monster, Lefty is just dead, because 700, 28. Yeah, Lefty is just gonna take another 3,500 from this. Oh my god, that was the top deck. That was just crazy. That was just crazy. Cow's drawing like ooh. It's Cow. Oh yeah, that's it. That was the MST. Oh, Cow the answer to that. Oh my gosh. Oh my lord. It was quite an explosive finals, and yeah, plays like that do happen. Congrats to Cow for taking it home in the grand finals, pushing out from the lower bracket, getting Alethea down twice. That's a bit of a gut punch to Alethea there, given that he had a pretty strong run right into the grand finals. Yeah, well, I will say this, at least it wasn't just back-to-back OTK from the same player, but yeah, you can see how crazy like all the Stein stuff is in this format, given triple last will and triple frog. You can see the players' lineups of cards here. We kind of see what they're playing. Some interesting tech options from Alethea as always. Cal, I think, was just running the list from the past event. If it works, it works. I wonder if this is Jazz's list. I guess we'll find out. But it looks like some players are main decking the T-Roar, though. Anyway, I think I'm just going to cut it off there. Thanks, guys, for watching. I got to run now. I'll see you guys in the Discord. I will be hosting another. I'll try to host another live tournament online. Rather than a cyber one, or maybe looking to expand and have the cyber Goat Central host like all the oh my god, I need all the Stein formats. We may be starting to host Chaos Return and Stein, the actual Stein format, December 06 in the Discord. So stay tuned for that. You'll see the announcement when it comes. But other than that, have a nice day, everyone. Enjoy